When I came back from college, I was blindsided to find a stranger brewing coffee in our kitchen, acting like he owned the place. My mom had moved her new boyfriend into my dad's house, and when I confronted her, she threw me out. But fate had a way of turning the tables when she learned who truly owned the property. Pulling into the driveway, I spotted an unfamiliar sedan parked in the spot where my dad, Richard, always kept his truck. 6 months earlier, we lost him to a sudden heart attack. A devastating blow, especially since he was the epitome of health, hitting the gym regularly, eating clean, and never touching cigarettes. Dad was my anchor. I assumed maybe Mom had a friend over to help with holiday plans. But when I stepped inside, there was this guy in gym shorts and a sleeveless shirt, sipping from the goofy Father's Day mug I'd gifted Dad years ago, covered in cheesy dad jokes. He seemed right at home, which made my stomach churn. Then Mom glided downstairs in a sleek robe I'd never seen before, casually introducing the guy as Alan, her boyfriend who'd moved in 2 weeks prior, like it was no big deal, as if she were mentioning a new appliance. I stood there, my college bag still slung over my shoulder, struggling to process it. When I asked how she could bring someone into our home so soon after Dad's death, her response floored me. She got defensive, insisting she deserved to be happy, and that I, being young, couldn't grasp the complexities of adult relationships. When I called her out for disrespecting Dad's memory, especially by letting Alan use his things, she exploded. She screamed that I was a mistake, a burden trying to dictate her life, and that I should be thankful she even let me visit during breaks. Looking back, this wasn't entirely out of character. Mom had a history of crossing lines that Dad somehow endured. In high school, she'd flirt with my boyfriends whenever they came over, subtle at first, with overly warm compliments or brushing their arms while chatting, always in tight outfits. Once, when my first serious boyfriend arrived to take me to junior prom, she opened the door in a revealing top and shorts, then insisted on snapping photos pressed up close to him. It got so awkward that I stopped inviting anyone over by my final year. I also caught her texting other men multiple times during my teens. When I was 16, I used her phone to call Dad because mine was dead, and a text from my math teacher, Mr. Peterson, popped up about missing her scent. Another time, while Dad was away on business, I saw her giggling over messages from our married neighbor about grabbing coffee. I showed Dad those texts, but he just looked broken and said adults sometimes mess up, and we had to keep the family intact. After the argument about Alan, I stormed upstairs to my room, only to find it unrecognizable. It had been turned into a sterile office space. New paint, my posters gone, a desk where my bed once stood. My belongings were shoved into boxes in the garage. The room that held 22 years of my life had been wiped out in 6 months. Alan then stepped in, trying to play peacemaker, saying change is tough, but I needed to accept that this was Mom's house now, and they were building a new life. He even suggested I find my own place after graduation instead of returning home. That was it for me. I grabbed what I could of my things and Dad's possessions from the garage, stuffed them into my car. This is just a short part of the story. For the full story, click the link below and watch it on our channel. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, so you never miss the amazing stories we upload next.